If you've ever spent hours digging through LinkedIn, company websites, and other social media platforms to figure out who someone is and what they actually do, you know how much time that burns. So I built an AI agent that researches all of the inbound leads that come in through my channel and creates a personalized report for me based on a specific lead. And the best part, all of that is without lifting a single finger. It's all hands off, it's accurate, and it saves me a bunch of time. So let me show you how this tool works and how you can implement it for yourself. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Paiva. I build AI solutions for businesses, especially on the sales and marketing side of things. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, you can just book a call with me down below. Or if you just want access to some free AI templates that you can implement to your business today, you can also get those for free down in the description below. But why don't we actually start this video off with a demo of this tool that I was talking about. So our AI agent is triggered by a lead form submission that looks kind of just like this. We have an email, we have a first name, we have a last name, and once that form is submitted, that triggers this make.com automation, which triggers our AI agent using this HTTP request module over here. Now, once our relevance AI agent is triggered, we can literally see what is happening in the background step by step. So for example, here we can see that our AI agent already performed 3 steps, and right now it's currently looking for a company profile on LinkedIn. And the previous steps that it has already performed include extracting and summarizing the website content from the email. So it can see that the website from the email is hubspot.com. So it's using that information to scrape that website and summarize that website. Then after that, it's looking for that company's LinkedIn profile by doing a quick Google search, trying to find this exact link, which we can see it did successfully. And then using that link to get a summary of the company profile from here. So we have the company ID in LinkedIn, we have their tagline, the description of the services, the website, the LinkedIn profile, and everything in between. And now we're moving on to look for the information from that specific lead. So we first perform a Google search given the name of that person to find out if we can find that person's LinkedIn. And it looks like it did. Then once we find that person's LinkedIn profile, we run this tool called extract and summarize LinkedIn profile, where we use the link for that profile as our input, and we pretty much extract the information that we want. So we have their name, their job title, their company, how many followers they have, a little bit about their about page, qualifications, and everything that we would want to know about this lead. As you guys might be able to tell from this example that I'm showing over here, I'm using Yamini Rangan, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, who is the CEO of HubSpot, a really popular CRM tool out in the market. So after we use this tool to extract and summarize the information about that LinkedIn profile, we also use a tool that researches a little bit more about that industry that that company is in. And last but not least, we use this tool which generates an email following a specific format. I actually created this tool from scratch, and it writes a personalized email for that person based on the information that we researched from before. And here we can see that we've created that email that we can send to Yamini right now, and it is fully personalized to the information that we got from before. And by the way, this is a tool that requires approval, because once we click on approve down here, this personalized email will be sent directly from my email address to the email address that the person submitted on the form that we showed before. So this is how I set it up. So here we have Echo, our lead nurture mailer, and I actually wanted to start off by explaining this tool by actually going over to the prompt and the tools that we have connected to this over here. So let's start us off with this prompt. First, we are prompting the role of this agent by saying that you are Echo, a lead researcher and nurturer tasked with researching and drafting emails for new lead magnet signups. You're amazing at finding information about the person online based on their email profile. You are an expert at drafting emails based on that information. So with that role, this gives you a little bit of context of how this agent works. And let's go actually to the tools that we are going to use. The first tool that we use is this extract and summarize website content based on email. And let me open up this tool to show you how it works. What happens is that we receive first the target website URL, and this is extracted automatically from our system like you guys saw. So as soon as we have an email that comes with an @ and then a custom email right after that, we grab that custom email, for example, paivasolutions.com, and we paste it into Google and try to understand what's going on in the background. So first we scrape that website content, and we are scraping the text of that website and not the HTML, because the HTML can cause some problems in terms of token length. And then we summarize all of that data over here using this prompt with ChatGPT. Sometimes our tool can't find a website based on that information because it might be an inactive domain, or it might just be an email domain and not an actual website domain. So another thing that we use is this Google search over here, which is used to find the company's LinkedIn. And we can find this by pretty much figuring out what the company name is, looking at their email profile or their email domain, and then we use this information to load this tool over here. And the way this tool works is that it takes two inputs. Number one is the Google search query, which is essentially the company name plus LinkedIn. So here we would have like Microsoft LinkedIn, and then we would run that Google search. And two is the company summary, which includes a little bit of a summary of the services and the industry that that company plays in. So let's say, for example, there exists two Microsofts or in the world. I know that this is not a good example, but for smaller businesses, this is very common. If you have something along the lines of Smith Solutions, for example, there could be like a bunch of different Smith Solutions in IT, in construction, in plumbing, whatever it could be. And if we know that we're looking for the Smith Solutions in plumbing, or the Smith Solutions in plumbing in Vancouver, British Columbia, this company summary will also give us a little bit more information on what company that we're actually looking for. So this information works specifically for this type of context if you have a little bit of a more general name that would be hard to find on Google. This tool works in 3 steps. First one is a Google search, second one is a Python code, and the third one is an LLM step. The Google search will pretty much grab all the first 10 results that we get for that search query that we have. The Python code will pretty much break that down for us. And then last but not least, the LLM step will select the correct link for us. Now we have the exact same tool for the leads LinkedIn, and the same process will happen in the background where we are running a search query trying to find out who the lead is and trying to find out their LinkedIn URL. Now, as you guys can see on my prompt over here, I do first the Google search, and then I run a get company profile from LinkedIn, and then I do the leads LinkedIn. And I just decided to group it like this to keep topics together instead of keep tools together. So the first topic in steps 3 and 4 is getting the information about the company, and in step 5 and 6 is getting information about the lead. Now, sometimes, for example, when our first tool doesn't run accurately because it cannot find the company's URL or the company's website, we can get that company's website from their LinkedIn profile once we run step number 4 over here. And talking about step number 4, why don't we go ahead and open this tool over here. Now, when it comes to this tool, the get company profile from LinkedIn, one thing that you need to know is that we have this filter return values as one of the inputs. This is set as a default value to return all of the values as true. But if you don't need, for example, the HQ city or the HQ country or the address of the HQ, what you can do is that you can change this from true to false. And then you can click on this button over here, the set default value, so you change that information forever, and essentially you will just be bringing back the information that you actually need for your report and the information that your salespeople will need. But aside from this input, the other types of inputs that we have are the output format, if we're going to remove any empty values, and the company LinkedIn URL. Now, it's really important that we are using a correct URL for this scenario, exactly how they state over here, because the first step in this tool is to parse this LinkedIn URL to see if we have a correct information. So if our LinkedIn URL does not contain this format over here of like HTTPS, linkedin.com company XXX, it's not XXX, that would be the name of the company over there. It will actually return an information saying the company LinkedIn URL is incorrect format, must contain, and then it will just output that. So always make sure that we're using the correct information. It shouldn't be a problem since our tool researches that LinkedIn URL before inputting it over here, and I haven't had a problem yet, but this is a really fun step that was included in this template because I'm assuming there were problems that happened before with this. Now from this, we use the relevance AI connection to LinkedIn to get the company profile, and essentially we parse the information that we want. We use this get company profile tool over here from relevance AI, run a little bit of Python code, and then we summarize that information over here using another LLM step. Now, like I was saying before, we have the same exact process for our LinkedIn profile. But this one is slightly different because now we're using information to extract from a personal LinkedIn profile instead of a company LinkedIn profile. So let me open that up for us over here. And you'll see right off the bat that the inputs are a little bit different. We have the LinkedIn profile URL, and we also have the LinkedIn username, which are slightly different than what we have before. And those are the only two things that we need. Now, based on that, we will retrieve the LinkedIn profile using this portion over here, filter the profile data by these types of categories, and this is exactly like the filter values that we had in our previous tool, but just in a different format. And then we're going to generate the profile summary, and I actually adapted this tool to give us some more raw information instead of a very polished profile summary after I noticed some really important information that was missed, for example, in one of the examples that I had in the past. So now this tool is actually running perfectly and it's returning amazing results for these research portions in LinkedIn. Now that's great. Just on that information alone, we have a lot more information on who that person is, what their company does, and what they do in that company, because we've grabbed their LinkedIn profile, we've grabbed their company LinkedIn profile, and we've created summaries based on that. Now, here on out, I was focused on creating things that would enhance the experience of using this agent. So I decided to add a couple other tools, and these tools are the extract top industry trends from Google and the generate AC email, which is a specific type of framework that I'm using to generate these emails. Now here, the extract top industry trends from Google, it takes two different inputs, and let me pull that up for you guys. So it takes the industry name and then the product and service context. And here you need to select your product and service context, and the industry name, you need to select the industry name of the company that you're going to be selling for. So what you need to do whenever you're setting up this information in Relevance AI is that you need to go over to tools, select this tool over here, and click on set manually for this one, for the product and service context. And this just means that this tool will have this input over here, and the industry name will be dynamic because we could have multiple different industries that we're serving and multiple different industries that are coming in as inbound leads. Now, our last tool is the generate AC email, which has a bunch of other inputs, as you guys can see over here. Let me open it up. It has company name, company summary, lead name, recipient background, and that's pretty much it. So we're using the company name and the lead name, basic information that we've gathered before, and then the company summary and the recipient background are the lead summary and the company summary that we're bringing in from LinkedIn to create a personalized email following Alex Ramos's ACA framework. And I called it an AC framework because I believe we are creating acknowledgements and compliments, and we're not asking questions at the end. We're only asking questions, like we're asking AI to come up with the questions, but our prompt focuses on those first two portions based on the research that we have done. And if you're not familiar with the ACA framework, you can Google it and learn it a bit more from Alex Ramosi himself. But the whole concept behind it is to follow this framework of acknowledging something that they've done, complimenting them on that something that they've done, and then asking a follow-up question that's usually a leading question closer to your services. Here, I actually created this tool from scratch, and I wasn't really happy with the initial couple results. And after changing from the GPT models to Claude and creating a couple different things, I was really happy with what it was coming up with. It just needed a lot of prompting to get it exactly to what I wanted. As you guys can see, there's quite a lot of prompting over here. And it was a pretty decent prompt chain with 3 different prompts that we're running over here. Now, the last tool that we have over here is to send the email via Gmail, that we can literally just send the email to that person right away clicking on this tool. Now, as you guys can see, this is a very useful tool that you can use to save a bunch of time when you're researching leads. And to be honest with you, you can change this however you want. You can include tools that scrape LinkedIn posts. You can include tools that message people on Slack, letting them know that there's a new lead. And you can do a bunch of other things while you're at it as well. So if you are curious, you can just go ahead to the link down in the description below and get this tool for free, like I said in the beginning. And if you want me to set up any AI automations for you and for your business to make things run smoother and to make your business future-proof, just go ahead and book a call with me down below as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.